Hey there, Rajja here, and I want to have a discussion with you about your ideal clients. So if you're worried that you're not always getting great clients and are wondering how you could be getting ideal clients, I want to take you through a thought process which will help you identify who your ideal clients are and where you can find more of them. So this is kind of an abbreviated version of some of the tools that we've got within our membership area. So I thought that this would be a good framework to at least start you down the path, and I'll tell you at the end of this video what you can do next. All right, so when you're thinking about ideal clients, there are 4 things that you need to ask. Who? Where? Why? And when? Well, isn't that nicely symmetrical, right? So if you ask those 4 questions, then you're on the road to identifying ideal clients. Now, obviously, we can go a lot more deeper than this, but let's start here to start you down the path about thinking through this. So here you want to ask the who question, right? It seems like the obvious question, but that's what you want to start with. So who are they? And you can ask this in 2 ways. Number 1, former clients. Number 2, prospects who didn't become clients. All right? And why you think about it this way, former clients give you clues because you can actually reverse engineer from the clients that you've had in the past who others like them, or who might be others like them. So you're looking at former clients and saying, who've been my best? Why have they been the best? And looking at who they are, right? And where, what are the attributes of them? Not just, oh, that was a good engagement, but who was really great to work with? Who paid on time or, was easily able to pay in advance? What kind of matters did they have? So you're starting to triangulate on that. And then thinking about prospects. Well, what are the fish that you didn't quite land? All right? And you'd want more chances to get folks like that. So going through this exercise, I know you can on the surface think through this, but actually booking some time, take yourself out to coffee and think through, with good old pen and paper, or if you're a fancy digital type, on your computer or laptop or what have you, but think through the who, all right? And bring a client list with you, former client list, and then bring a wish list with you. And work out if you could create your ideal practice where you only represented ideal clients, who would they be and what would be their attributes, all right? So think through and then take a step back and say, okay, well, where? Where would I find them? Where do they congregate? And that's a really important question because very often we just stop at, wouldn't it be great if they paid on time? But in actuality, that's just a symptom of something else. Really, what if you could clone your best clients? And if you think about it further, they all congregate in certain areas, all right? So they might congregate in communities. There might be business groups. And another thing, other professionals. So they are gathered already in these places. So if you want to catch the right kind of fish, go to the pond where they're swimming. But again, unless you have really spent the time thinking about this, and you won't know whether or not you should be going to a business group, you should be going to a church event, you should be going to a networking event. And very often when attorneys do marketing, they're kind of just doing random shotgunning of stuff. It's like, oh, I'll try this and this and this and this. But they haven't really done the exercise of, okay, who's my ideal client? Who already has access to them? I will go there and double down on that. Okay, so who and where? And now why? A very important question, because let's say you've identified them, you know where they are. This is a really important question, which is, why would they be compelled to engage you? All right, why would they be compelled to engage you, to choose you? Okay, and this goes to, are you a commodity or are you an expert? If you have identified the ideal client and you know how you can be a superhero to them, you found where they are, why would they be compelled to engage you? If you look like every other attorney, and this goes a little bit to positioning, and I've done other trainings on authority positioning, but why would they be compelled to engage you? So, because even if you do these two things and you show up and you're just another lawyer, it's like, hi, I'm a lawyer, I do everything. Why would they be compelled to choose you, right? And this why is what's going to let you tune your marketing to these people, to the ideal clients. I should write that down, shouldn't I? Ideal clients. So your marketing has to be tuned to it. But unless you go through this process of who they are, where they are, and why, they're not going to be attracted to you. They won't be compelled to come to you. They'll be like, okay, there's another lawyer, right? So you go through this process, and then you will have an idea of who they are, and then where they go, and then how to compel them to engage you. And I would encourage you to look at some of the other resources that I've done for more detail, especially on this, with respect to positioning and authority publishing and things like that, because that's where you're going to really understand why it matters so much to be specific in your marketing and not be a commodity practice, because there's no reason that you have to be. All right? And then the last thing, I put this in there somewhat cheekily, when, and that's a question for you. When will you take action? And I put this in here because a lot of folks watch these videos. A lot of folks, we have many thousands of them on our newsletter list. And they'll watch this and they'll watch the frameworks and they'll digest it and say, yeah, you know, you almost hear the nodding of the head. And the ones that we talk to, it's like, wow, I love the concepts there. But when will you take action on this? All right? Okay, now you understand what these things are. So the question is, what are you going to do about it? Because just understanding it is only the first step, right? You have to believe that you're going to do it, you have to take action, and then you have to get a result to make sure you actually use something. But this is, I'll tell you right now, one of the first things that we work on in our practice growth program, right? Who are your ideal clients? Where do you find them? And then we start positioning the practices that way. It's not hard stuff. There's a lot of detail in it. But if you just leave this as an exercise of, yep, I watched that, and then you move on to the next, cat video or whatever you're going to watch next, nothing is going to come of this. So I'm going to challenge you right now to actually go take yourself out for coffee and start thinking about this. All right? And then I'm going to say, well, think about where those people congregate. And then I'm going to ask you to think, why would they be compelled to engage you? And how can you affect that outcome? So that's your challenge for today. If you want help thinking through this, we do have a practice growth team, and we do offer complimentary sessions. So if you would like to see if and how we can help you, if you'd like to see if there are other additional resources that we can provide for you, there is a link somewhere on this video. Just click on that link, go to that link, and you can book a complimentary 10-minute session in which we can talk about if and how we can help you. So I'd encourage you to do that if you want to take the next step. If for one reason or another you haven't taken action, we can motivate you to make sure that you have the frameworks so that you understand what needs to get done. All right? So visit that link on your screen, and we'll talk to you soon.